Good evening, speedrunning enthusiasts. I fucking made it home despite a 2-hour delay on my train. We made it. We're so back. We're so back. So, if I don't bring quite the same energy as you guys may be used to, it's because I have a fever. I've been stuck on a train contemplating my choices in life. And now I am back in the speedrunning studio. Got a caffeine beverage in my hand and a banging headache in my head. Now, what better way to get rid of a headache than watching your number one biggest competitor take on Firelands? They have this lockout and the next lockout. I think I can see something that I can already make fun of. So, down here at the bottom, we can see Exhibit A of Megalomania. So Numen has racked up quite the resume over the past couple of years. They actually won the most recent race to world first, and I'm sure they're looking to repeat that going into Dragon Soul. But down here, we got a little wait screen, Realm First Achievement Ragnaros, which is also the world first, actually. It actually brings a smile to my face to see people. I think we are a bit too bad as a community. We're pretty bad at celebrating our achievements. So of course I'm happy for Shoop down here to be able to have his realm first achievement so proudly presented. I hope he stays in the competitive scene long enough to build an entire montage, or maybe in the future it looks like this. Maybe. Or wait, what is this? No, this actually looks more like I'm drawing what progress trophy case looks like. Oh wait, there's more. I'm not done yet. Let me keep going. Not done yet. Not done yet. Now we're done. Now this looks more like the waiting screen of all the world first in Classic for a progress member. But again, I'm really happy for Numen players that they got one little down here. That's really good. If you missed it, down there it is. Very, very impressive. Good job, Numen. Very happy for you guys, obviously. What the fuck happened to my audio? What the fuck? This is depressing audio. Sorry. This is more like it. I have done some changes to the speedrunning playlist today. People have been asking me, Anfal, where is the playlist? Where is the fucking playlist? You guys are demons. The playlist is done when I say it's done. And at max, it's gonna come out to next reset, right? But I don't want to release it until it's perfected. It's supposed to be able to just be like push play when the speedrun starts, and then it's just gonna seamlessly run through. Thanks for all the people wishing me to get well. I wish myself get well as well. Gosh, Shark says, I had a dream that Numen were secretly running Firelands for months, and now they have a sub 30-minute log ready to be uploaded by season end. Yeah, that would be fucking sick. Sykes, it wouldn't. Like, sending world first caliber runs off stream, in my opinion, is very cringe. I was against it when. Has Progress ever done that as long as I've been in Progress? I'm not sure we have, but I know Progress had a history of doing it. I think it was back in like Vanilla, Naxxrama's days. I think there's like a meme in the community that Progress is in blackout or whatever. It was very, in my opinion, very beta soy shit. And I love soy. I think soy is the best vegan alternative. So yeah. Hopefully Numen doesn't keep all their shit under behind a veil. Now, we are obviously going to have to wait until Numen decides to start a run. The current time estimate is 1950 earliest, which would mean that we saw them buffing up. That would be like a 15-20 minute setup for them. Right. Is my microphone working? Yeah, it is, right? Surely. It's always a bit monkasteer when I come home and I'm not sure if my shit is running properly, and I just boot up the PC and we pray to God it works. Have you guys heard anything from, I think Numen, it says up here in the stream title that they're aiming to send 2 runs. Let's see, what POVs do we have actually? Numen team. We have, I can't say, there's just blackout everywhere. Mage Pov. Warrior Pov. Do we watch the Warrior POV? I feel like we never get to see Warrior. And I mean, this Warrior is pretty... I mean, I was making fun of this guy before, right? But this shit is pretty lit. It's not often that we get this. So, let's see. Boss fight DPS. So this is parsing as well, right? Is it true that the Numen Warrior is rank 1, 2, 3, and 4 on All Stars? Is that true? We have to check that. I feel like Islam Makachev checking if people's black belt is real or not. All-star DPS. Warrior. No. It's not. You got Orlando, then you got a Fury Warrior. Then you got Shoop. And then you have a bunch of other people. Howdy, Defeat. Then you got Shoop again, Shoop. So he's a little bit like me. Maybe I've been dethroned hard recently. Yeah, I'm rank 4 and 5, and I haven't played in 2 weeks, just to give myself excuses. So he's pretty much an anfall of warrior gameplay. I respect that. People call us one-trick ponies, but a pony is also a stud, so I prefer the one-trick stud epithet, if you ask me. It's the complete raid, maybe? Probably true. Damage to bosses? No. Damage? All bosses? No. Complete raids? I mean, he's not even number 1 on the complete raids. What are we doing? Oh god. They're building a new metro where I live in Stockholm, so what you heard right there was them throwing fucking dynamite at the mountain before they quit for the day. How am I doing on across the whole raid, actually? Nay. Rank 3 and 4, disaster. And here I am nowhere to be seen. 2 hours and 23-minute raid, by the way. It's pretty fast. Very good metric to determine if you're good or not. Well, I'm sorry, Shoop. I think, sadly, that your print screen from back then is a little bit outdated. Might want to look at swapping that one out. Vigilantius says he was rag 1, 2, 3 at some point. Yeah. I'm the reason why I really know who Shoop is because when we were when I was spectating the Race to World First Firelands, there was one warrior that made every other warrior in the entire Race to World First look like complete fucking garbage. And it was this guy. So that's when I was like, oh shit, this guy is the real deal. Because parsing at the end of the day is a little bit like you can keep wiping, you can have a 2-hour raid until all the stars align, and then you're like, oh, I'm rank 1. In my opinion, not that interesting of a metric, but being the warrior that is like leading the wave, I think that is pretty cool actually. I can't really say that I am the what do you say? I'm not really paving the way for Enna Shamans. I think Kopp is doing a great job. I think Jeb is doing a great job. I think NA has a guy called Vev. I don't know if I really learned anything from him, but he's usually playing really well. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what type of route Numen decides to cook up here. So if I can, let's just quickly do a recap of the current rank 1, which I believe is like a 37-26 or something. Maybe, something like that. Progress right now is starting over at the Spider. Time for me to get warming up my drawing skills. This is good. I need to be warmed up before the raids actually starts. So you have people here, and then you also have like a B team standing here. I think is not the current world record, but that was Progress wants to do. So they start there, and they have a summoning team. Then they obviously go for Ryo. So Ryolith is pull number 2, and they also pull in these guys. These guys also get pulled in together with that. After that, they route down. So you have a mage getting the 2 birds. You have 1 egg here. And you have 4 druids. So this is pull number 3. Then you have Big Bird. Holy shit, the art. You have Big Bird together with this egg, I think, which is pull number 4. Then as you're fighting Alice Racer, you have a Death Knight running out, getting, I would say, the trash first. So you have a bunch of trash. These are snakes for people who are uncultured swines. So these are snake people getting pulled in. So this is pull number 5 happening during Alice. Then you have again a pull happening, pulling the big serpent guy, who also has arms. This guy has arms, where he's holding a spear. So you get Shanox and you get his dogs. How the fuck do I paint a dog? This is a legit dog. Okay, everybody is on board. Pull number 6. This is usually when things turn to shit for Progress. But this is pretty much their strat. This is pretty much what they try to do. I think we've seen Progress wipe on pull number 5 and number 6. I think those are the 2 times we've seen them fail. After that, they basically go for Balecock, and then it's just straight from there. We have never seen them fail at step 7 or beyond. So it's definitely over here where most of the hard shit is happening. What makes me really excited about Fireland speedrunning is that this place right here, let's call it Skull Island. This is where runs come to die, right? What's so good about this is that this is pull number 4, 5, and 6. If this was pull number 1, it would mean that we could have, we could always have resets happening if this was pull number 1. But that is no longer an option because we're doing this at pull 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because we have seen progress reset over at pull number 1, but once you're so deep that you're committing to Skull Island, you can't reset anymore. You have to fucking try to play it out. And Progress has managed to land one run, which was not clean. They had multiple casualties. And we've seen them brick 3 runs, I would say. We've seen Progress die 3 times at the Skull Island. Let's see. NTW Greatest says, is Rag a risky fight or is it safe? So far, we have seen no signs of Ragnaros being risky. Not true, actually. We have seen Rag being risky. So let me see if I can show you guys what I mean by this. There is actually a way that if you are almost tied with the current world record, you have option A, which is that you play 1x Holy Pala, and then you play 1 to 2x disc plus anything. It could be 2 disc, it could be a Resto Shaman, whatever the fuck, right? Then you have option number B, which is slightly more risky, but a little bit faster. That is when you play only with a Holy Pala and only a disc. So you're 2 healing, and here you're 3 healing. And then you have option number C, that is Monka Steer, which is basically that you take the disc and then you duplicate it. So you do C plus C. This makes no fucking sense, but this isn't a math class. Shut the fuck up. And you skip the Paladin and the other class completely. Double disc, we have not seen a successful kill, I don't think. Have we? I don't think we've seen it. Double Discipline Priest, the way I understood it, the biggest problem with running Double Discipline Priest is that they have a hard time topping the raid. But they are obviously going to make the kill time of the boss go down by quite a bit. So I would say that if you are ahead, you should probably go for option B. It feels kinda safe. If you're behind, then I think you should still go for option B, depending on how good the current world record is. I don't think the current world record is that impressive. But if you're really far behind, then fuck it. Just send the C option and see what happens. See what happens. Holy shit. Sometimes the rhymes just write themselves. When are speed starting? I show speed. I don't know. You can go watch his shorts. No, this is wrong. This is right. We have some technical difficulties today. Enjoy the fever delirium. See, what do you call that when you have a number at the end that is like over there? Like if I was a number right now and there was a number floating above my head where my hand is, what do you call that? What is the mathematical factor? Is that what you call it? I don't fucking know. Squared? Exponents? Potency? Exponent? We got 2 votes on exponent. Yeah, it's an exponent. Now I think chat is just... People are just trying to sound smart now and they're just taking the one that is majority decision. Whoever wrote exponent first, grats. You just got the hive mind to go behind you. We're actually dumb as fuck, chat. Let's be real. No, on these type of mathematical stuff in English, I don't know what to call it. If I were to do a Swedish direct translation, it would be something like ascended by. That's what we say. We say the number, and now we say ascended by, and then the number that it's ascended by. But I doubt that's the terminology you use in math. Rolling says, "Oh man, I mean, when are Numen speedruns actually starting? I mean, it says they're pre-clearing, starting soon. Your guess is probably not as good as mine. Actually, your guess is probably worse than mine, and that's probably why you asked me, right? I think people who say your guess is as good as mine should just shut the fuck up. Like, I wouldn't ask you for your like what you think if you're just gonna reply your guess is as good as mine. It's what a fucking useless rebuttal, bro. Danny says it's the same word in every language in Europe but English. I really doubt that Hungarian and Finnish. Oh, okay. What do we have here? What do we have cooking? Okay, let me look at the minimap. So what do we have? We have some people over at possibly Rio or Alice. We don't know which of the two spawns. I think that is probably a Rio ramp. I would say that's a Rio ramp. What the fuck is this? What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is this the worst class stacking we've ever seen in 25-man content? Have we ever seen this dominant in 25-man? Like 12 out of 25. That is just below half of all the raid spots. Max on Holy DK? I don't think so, man. Oh, what is he importing? Speedrun 25-man Holy Palasve timer. I think it's 37:26. Let's see if that is something that I just dreamt during a feverish episode last night, or if that is indeed the current world record. 37:26. Let's see. Let's see it. Import. What was 1747? What? Oh, it's 37:47. That's at least easy to remember. 37:47. Okay, so I did have a feverish nightmare. Nice. Nice. But I mean, this point of view looks pretty nice to Shoutcast, I think. I like it. Melee point of view. Wait, let me just quickly see if I can do this. I just swapped. So now I have my stream on my main. Oh my god, this feels so weird to have my OBS window on my main monitor. But I guess it looks better because now it looks like I'm locked the fuck in. Pull timer in 1:30. Okay, guys. Hope you guys are having a lovely evening. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a pull. Alright, hopefully you can hear me. We are gonna get back to the loud music in a little bit. Let's just see how they start this off. Nothing too crazy from what I can tell. There's a bunch of people not here. I think some of these people may have gone up, but I cannot see a debuff tracker on the raid frame, so it's hard to tell if they're just out of range or upstairs. So, wait, is that a second warrior? Is that a second warrior, or am I cooked? I don't know, I've never seen this guy's raid frames. Do they have a second warrior standing over at Riotlith? I think they do. Okay, so let's see. What have they given up here? They're playing one Unholy, meaning that they only have one AMS. What else do they have? Priest. Probably playing double disc. I cannot tell, but I doubt. Do you guys... It could be a Shadow Priest? Sound... Oh, that looks like a Shadow Priest. So possibly a Shadow instead of double disc, despite having 12 mages. Or maybe he's gonna... What? But if he was flexing Healer and Shadow, he would probably be Healer right now. So what do they have, actually? They have Holy Pala, Discipline Priest, Resto. So I'm guessing they are triple healing this Betilac, which is not easy, but possibly with this many mages, it's completely manageable. So as we can see, the warrior player is just trying to use whatever taunts he has to make the spinners targetable. He's not even bothering with going for the drones back here. This looks like a very, very risky Betilac, but if they can pull this off, this has the potential to be very fast. We still don't have... One thing that we could base this a little bit off, if you look here at your top right, you have a best of timer, saying that the personal best for this warrior that he's playing is 452. Not sure if that includes things that they have done off stream. This is a classical thing that players tend to forget when they've been playing off stream, and then they log in, that there can be artifacts and remnants of their UI that does give meaningful information away. I don't know if this is the case for this particular set of information. I'm just yapping. Yours truly. Looks very controlled so far. This is usually one of the tough points where you have 2 times the drones are up. Okay. Looks pretty decent on the health. Jordy saying Sound usually plays Shadow. Yes, he does. I don't see a summoning tracker anywhere on the raid frames. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see if everybody gets a summon landing. 2 minutes should be plenty of time to beat the current personal bests. Let's see if they can clutch this Betilac out. Need to kill both of these drones. Looks good, looks good. Betilac is down. 45% on coming down is decent. Really good crank here. Mage 36k. You can see the damage done down here. 450 personal best before. $10 more. Okay, very interesting to see what the timer goes here. Slightly behind progress by 3 seconds. Oh, what is that explosion? That guy is cooking. Okay, he's fine. He's a tank that had debuff. Everybody got the summon. Good engage. Slightly different angle here. What the fuck was that charge pattern? Okay, sick. Now, what we want to see, if you look at the minimap, is that we want to see how they deal with the ramp mobs. Because there are 3 mobs. You can see a guy going now. Here he comes. Car is getting pulled in. Looks good, looks good. Let's see some warrior crank now, shall we? Enjoy the blast. Good. The car just melted. It looks really good. Oh, my boy. Double warrior. Pay attention to the MRT notes that's popping up on the center of the screen. Let's see. We can see it up here. Lord Riley at 20%. You're going to have one of the warriors doing rallying cry, but you also had a rallying cry happening during middle of the pull, which was probably shops. This is a really good Ryo, by the way. You can see the personal best up here. This is really fucking fast. Probably gonna turn green here. Oh my lord. Okay, so they haven't really sent anyone ahead. You see, the top guy is just slightly ahead of the rest. Let's see if they have something different planned here. Everybody is also kinda low. Possibly gonna be a healing him here. This is taking slightly longer than progress. Focusing down the right egg pile. Not sure about the left. They pulled in trash. Alice Racer has been pulled. Okay, so Alice has been engaged. You see, the feathers are coming down. This is probably going to be the most important part of the run. Very clean so far. I believe they're minus like 30 or 40 seconds. I think it looks like a minus 44, which is just what the actual fuck. But that Rhyolith was hella clean. No deaths, just straight up clean kill. Didn't really see much padding on car either. Okay, we're seeing a rocket boots into interrupt on this guy. Ooh, are we gonna have our first deaths here? Looks like they're fine. They're good, they're good. It would be really nice if we could see healing done somewhere so we can see if the healing comp changes throughout the fight. I would imagine they're triple healing this, but I don't know. Let's look what they do here. They're gonna send out their tank to gather trash at some point. Combat Dress was used on one of the mages, so they don't have that. This is gonna be very, very tricky now. Very safe. So they've done at least 2 trash packs. I saw them doing one when they ran into the egg pile on the left, which was up there. And they did one more now when they were hiding behind the meteor. The second meteor is usually where progress stacks up in the center so they can keep blasting the boss. Very excited to see if they do something similar here. But they have 1 minute left on their combat res. It's a bit hard from a spectator point of view that we're jumping between different types of UIs, but I think this UI is showing everything that you might need as a spectator. Let's try to become friends with this one. I really like this UI, actually. Got the Chimera here. Third trash pack. Okay, so they managed to done 3 packs. Let's see what they do now. Sending up the warriors. Both warriors are up. There's Shanox. Warriors going down. Holy shit, what a nightmare position. Okay. They have 1 combat rest, is everything turns shit. Warrior DPS is dead. I repeat, Warrior's DPS is dead. Do they risk to rest? I don't know. Okay, let's see. He has a rest pending. Let's go. Oh, this is the hard parts. 1 guy dead. 2. Tank. Oh, I'm pretty sure they're not happy about resting their warrior DPS now. I mean, the boss looks way too healthy. I guess they would pull it together now with Alice. This is where they would commit like ritual offerings of this boss and just explode him. But this is really why you can't have DPS players dying. I'm not sure what happened to the mage player, and I'm not sure if the warrior took avoidable damage or if there was other damage that he was taking that he couldn't avoid. It looked like the tanking positioning was really terrible. Let me once again pull out my artsy side. So I will try to explain to you. Around the map, you have something called worms. And these worms shoot fire and they spin around like this. Actually, they spin in the opposite direction, but you guys get what I mean. Now, you want to tank the actual boss, who is also not a worm, by the way. This is a guy with a spear. Not the same. You want to tank him so that it's safe from all of the worms. But what they did instead is that they put him right on top of it. It looked super dangerous. And then, of course, you also have dogs running around that you have to deal with. Ah, well, unlucky. Unfortunate. Well, the question is, what do they do now? Do they black screen? Or do they go for the second run? Do they just finish? This is why it's so hard to say what the guilds should be doing. They have 1 more run, this lockout, and then they have at least 2 more runs the next lockout. So they have 3 more chances to land a run. They were 44 seconds ahead when Rylith dies. I think when we watched Progress earlier this week, weren't they like 30 seconds something ahead? So the current world record has a really, really shitty Rylith. But the current world record did manage to clutch out the Alice Racer and Shanox. Progress has released the run in VOD format, but not published the log yet. That is the state of blackout that we have. In my opinion, makes sense. Crawford says maybe Worm can breath on boss, a mechanic that surely wasn't thought of. You might be cooking here. I'll send you forward to the Progress leadership as a consultant on theory crafting the best routes. It's nice that they are all smiling. All of the bosses and NPCs inside of Firelands are always smiling, especially when they cause a disaster wipe. If somebody could contact Shoop and ask him to show healing instead of dynamic damage overall, that would be awesome, because then we could see the healing comp as it might change throughout the run. I feel like Alice Racer and Shanox is just the people are stupid. If you avoid all the damage that you can be avoiding, it's usually fine. But every week, we see a couple of people that are just like falling apart. Nord says, how are you feeling, brother? You look much better today. Ha! You would be amazed what a little bit of color grading on the filter on the webcam can do to make you look better. I'm actually hard chilling at 38.3 degrees Celsius. I have a banging headache. I am 600 milligrams of caffeine deep and X amount of painkillers. I feel like absolute fucking garbage, but this is... I wouldn't want to miss this for everything in the world. So if I am not very coherent today, and I'm yapping more stupid stuff than usual, just know that I'm doing this because I love this. Don't stay up too long. Rest is important. I will rest when I'm dead, said the Shoutcaster after 600 milligrams of caffeine and pushing himself too hard. Baktu says, you should chill. What I should do is not waste energy on people that care about my well-being, because we only have 1 more week of speedruns of Firelands. I'm fine. I'm just a bit tired, that's all. Looks like they are gonna complete the run at the very least. Probably for legendary staff reasons. Have you tried just downing another Red Bull? Holy shit, you should work at the emergency room. Imagine they call you from the ambulance and you run up to them and they say, male 35-year-old, his heart stopped, has a high body temperature and he's non-responding. Who is the doctor on site? And fucking Terry N90 walks out and says, hello, I am the doctor responding to calls today. Have you tried just downing another Red Bull into the man's body? Inject 200 milligrams of Red Bull immediately, straight into his veins. Actually, put it in the arteries. I don't give a fuck anymore. We need to save him. Esarun says, I mean, it could work. What would it achieve? Do you think Red Bull actually gives you wings? I can tell you the only wings you would get from consuming Red Bull in that state is the angel wings that take you up to farther above. That's the only wings that Red Bull would give you at that time. Esarun says, you could get a Red Bull athlete sponsorship. Yeah, probably not after I just said what I said. But maybe, guys, this is the perfect time, actually, for me to do a little ad segment for today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is none other than Corsair. Corsair has once again renewed their partnership with me because they think that the speedrunning scene deserves to be covered. So I'm really happy because, well, I love doing these type of shoutcasts. And this month in particular, there is one equipment. So they send out this catalog, right? And they tell their ambassadors that, Mr. Ambassador, which one of our products would you like to endorse this month? And I looked at all of it, and obviously there was like an ergonomic share. You guys know I hate that shit. There was, I don't know, some fans. I'm like, I don't need, I have like several hundred fans in my chat. I don't need another fan. And they said, well, what about this piece of equipment? And I was like, damn, this shit will definitely get me through another round of PTR. Joke's on me. Round 3 of PTR comes out. I have my K70 from Corsair. I'm ready to go. Super ergonomic, very nice switches, feels great to press, loving it. I'm like, I'm so ready for another weekend of PTR. What happens? I get fucking COVIDed out of playing. I'm like, fuck, man. Okay. I go to Holy Death Discord and I'm like, Holy Death, I have this keyboard that is perfect for playing with your absolute army of. Okay, I'm not gonna say the animal I was thinking about. With your army, right? I have this keyboard that's amazing for it. And he's like, that's great, Anfal. We're not playing this weekend. So Holy Death did a walkover this weekend, did not play any PTR round 3. Maybe they didn't need it. Hey, but if they would have played it, the K70 from Corsair would have definitely helped me through when I would be just destroying my keyboard, being a keyboard warrior, trying to explain to these absolute animals how to do Gunship and Warmaster Blackhorn. So thank you so much, Corsair, for trying to get me ready for another weekend of PTR with Holy Death. Didn't quite work out this time, but it's not on you. Thank you so much, Corsair, for sponsoring today's stream. Nordry says, I'm typing on a Corsair keyboard right now. What do you take me for? A casual? True, actually. Let's go, Corsair. You should have had a Red Bull. It would have stopped the COVID. Bro, vaccines, a mask. What if Red Bull would have just cured the world from COVID? Roger Flame says, huh? Adge? Yeah, that kind of comes with the deal. Nato says it gives you wings. Yeah, the same type of wings that Numen players took on the previous pull, but instead of using the wings to kill the boss, they took the wings to send themselves straight to the afterlife and fail another run when there's only one more week of speedruns left. Great usage of those wings, guys. Keep it up. Love to see it. That was a really good kill. Good job. So they need this trash pull. When are they gonna do? Oh, okay. So I can already. I mean, you don't have to be a fucking genius for this. This trash right here, they would probably be doing with the wings from Alice. So it would be like this. They would have Alice in the center. They would pull in the Snake Man. Holy shit, that is the worst example of a Snake Man I've seen. They would pull in the Snake Man. Here, all the mages would just fucking destroy everything. Then the mages that still have a buff, this little army of birdie mages, are gonna go like this, and they're gonna completely destroy this pack of mobs over here. That's probably gonna be the strat. McDonald's ad. I mean, how do you want me to make a bird representation? I think it's pretty good. Let me see. Can I make a better bird representation? Is that better for you, or does it still look like a McDonald's ad? I'm not gonna draw this type of bird every time we're talking about birds. That's not what this stream is about. You're gonna have to do that bird 12 times now. That's what I mean. It's not like realistic. No. You're getting you're getting the scuffed McDonald's bird every time now. Are they doing anything cool on this boss? I don't think so. Can you draw an eagle? There, you're welcome. Looks like Diglett? What do you mean it looks like Diglett? It does not. Okay, so this is a Diglett, right? Not all my drawings look like this. Looks like a dick with wings. What? If your penis looks like my drawings, I have very bad news for you, sir. This above here is what Ash sees. What Ash see. What's real. What am I doing, actually? It's not like I'm gonna sit there and fucking shoutcast them clearing Balrock normal. Wait, is his fastest kill time 340 something? 335 looked like the fastest one. That's hella fast, actually. Maybe that's a kill with the buff, right? It could be a kill with the buff, and that's why it's so obscenely fast. It looks like once again the Skull Island claimed one of its victims, that they lost another speedrun attempt during Alice Racer plus Shanox. Now, the $1 million question is, does Numen have a really fast run that they just haven't shown anyone yet? Or are they actually getting a little bit stressed out from the fact that they haven't landed a run yet? I guess only Numen players knows the answer to that. What do you guys think? Do you think that Numen is just sitting on like a 36 something run and they're just doing this to like instill false confidence or whatever? I doubt it. Okay, looking at some warrior pre-pull tech here, where my man is trying to charge on NPCs. He's definitely taking his sweet time here. So are we gonna get another charge? Nope, just a 58k hit. Okay. Are we cooking soup or what? Okay, we sit in the fire. Should be fine. Personal best 210. He's mortal striking to stack up the slaughter buff. Yeah, I figured as much. But isn't there a chance that he fucks over his ICDs by doing that? Maybe it's still worth it. I don't know. I don't play warrior myself. Or is he like okay with possibly fucking over some ICD for the sake of it? Both trinkets are stacking trinkets. Oh shit. Wait. So he could. Are you telling me he could equip Rag Trinket, proc that when he's stacking Slaughter, and then swap to one of his stacking trinkets? Is oh god, that is so fucking degenerate. It's pretty good too because the mastery proc, I guess mastery is the proc that you get as a warrior. I don't think you get haste. It lasts for quite a long time too. Matrix has long ICD though, you can't really do it. I mean, as long as you have more than 90 seconds in the pre-pull, you can't really do it in this environment. I mean, what we're seeing right now is not a speedrun. They already bricked their shit. The speedrun is over. They are just barsing at this point. They get crit. Oh shit. Redan says, if you want to parse on a Demolock, you pre-pull stack the trash trinket in Stormwind / Orgrimmar, you use it, then get TP'd with 3 seconds left on the pull timer. Yeah, that sounds pretty rough. But we did something similar in tier 11, you know, before Halfus. A lot of classes were doing pre-pull stuff before getting summoned to Halfus. Poke says it was over before it started. We knew that the crux was gonna be over by Alice Racer and Shanox. Progress has already bricked 3 runs there, and Numen has bricked 1. It's gonna be so sad if Firelands is over next week, and like Firelands is over next week, and we're never gonna see a perfect Firelands run because it's just too short. Back in ICC, we got more than 30 weeks of ICC. It was terrible for the game. Like terrible. But it was really good for the speedrunning scene. Here, let me just... I'm more interested about talking about this, honestly. Let's see if they do anything interesting over here. Nord says we're gonna get 6 months of Dragon Soul 2, so it's gonna last just as long as ICC. Yeah, but Dragon Soul as a speedrunning tier has almost no potential of being interesting. There's very little things in Dragon Soul that inspires me or makes me excited about shoutcasting. Whereas Firelands and ICC is fucking great to watch and shoutcast. Oh my god, they're dying so bad. Okay, Numen. I guess this wasn't the tech that I was expecting when I said, are they gonna do anything interesting? Yeah, not the type of tech that I was expecting when I woke up this morning, when I was hyped to see Numen take on Fireland speedruns, but fuck it, I'll take it. Doing Ultraxion under pressure doesn't sound fun. Bro, driving a train is doing something under pressure. There's real consequences, man. But pressing a button when there's a weak aura literally playing the game for you is not playing under pressure. Only a WoW player could say that there's pressure in Ultraxion. There's no fucking pressure. If you fail that, it's only because you are weak. Clip that and send that to me when I fail Ultraxion numerous times in Holy Death GD. What are they doing? Are they zero healing or what's up? I would imagine that the Ret Pala, like they don't have a Holy Pala right now. They have a Ret instead, yeah? So, are they solo healing this? I mean, you can probably solo heal Major Domo, but holy shit, the risk! Do you guys think that's what they're gonna do? Are they gonna solo heal it? Or are they gonna put this guy possibly... Wait, what is this? Shoop wants to collaborate. What happens if I accept? What happens? What happens if I accept? What the fuck does preview mean? What did you do, Shoop? Okay. Okay, maybe the stream fucking closes now, but I am accepting this invite. Accept. The fuck is going on? Guys? The fuck happened? Okay. Bitcoin miner.exe initiated. Ah, fuck, dude. I need to check my processes real quick. Fojisecrets.exe has a very high activity right now. Using over 80% of my ROM. The fuck? Ceramity says, just read the chat, OMG. Bro, I've never done this stream together stuff in OBS. I have no idea. Just read the chat, OMG. You spamming what is that? Like Sonos Pull 79. Let me see your chat history, actually. What is this? Why are you being rude to me? Bro, I'm sitting here with a fever. I'm not doing too well. Can you relax? I wish I could see some River Wuxels. It's a newer thing. I believe they've added recently for streamers for collabs. Ceramit says, I am Apology. Yeah, Apology Classic. I wish I could see what type of healing comp they're running. I don't see a totem or anything. So I see Pain Sup, right? Is that a second Pain Sup? Man, it's really hard to see. I think it is. Yes, it is. So you have double disc, right? You can see the barriers. Right. But I don't see any shaman cooldowns. So is this guy elemental now? Because if they are double disc now, they're doing basically the same thing as progress. with the Paladin down here playing red, just like Holy Palasvea. This guy is enhanced. Unironically, guys, no cap. I think for Major Domo, Enhance is better than Elemental. So if this was the only fight your Resto Shaman would need to DPS, I'm just saying, Enhancement would be the better DPS off-spec. But if there's any other fight, not so sure anymore. But I mean, one of the Elemental Shamans is fucking cooking. Look at him. Okay. Look, I'm not gonna sit there and pretend that I'm not glazing. I am glazing right now. Why is Sinky always blasting harder than other Elemental Shamans? No offense to Progress Elemental Shamans, but seriously. What the fuck? Why is Sinky in tier 11? He made all other Elemental Shamans look like garbage, dude. Search for Sinky Surf on YouTube. How would that help me? Can rolling 50 stacks? Yeah, but I think Progress tanks are doing something similar. Just rotating. He's a certified gamer. The thing is that I am living in... Okay, so I wake up every day and I look out my window and I'm like, yes, the sun is rising, the earth is still flat, and Elemental Shamans has no skill expression. Those are the three things that every day I get reinforcement that this is the world that I live in. But every now and then I come across things that makes me question these things. Like right now. Why is Sinky blasting so hard on Elemental Shamans and other people aren't? If the class is zero skill, dumb shit, which almost everybody agrees, right? Everybody's like, Elemental Shaman is some of the lowest skill demanding shit in the game. Low skill ceiling, almost no skill floor, it's dumb, it's easy, everybody could play it. But then you have one guy that is just better. Like, consistently better. I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. He has something figured out that others haven't on that class. Who is this new warrior, by the way? Who is this new Pauzy? Has he been with Numen for a long time, or is he new? I have no idea. I haven't really seen his name before. He's been with them since tier 11. Okay, but back then there was only one warrior spot, so Shoop got the spot, right? But then now they have double warrior spot. Interesting. I'm very interested to see the double warrior comp on Rag. I would imagine that Rag is almost the ideal fight for playing double warrior. This would probably be the kill time where they can gain the most compared to others, right? They lost super late, probably because it's a mistake. I doubt it's because they want to have lost up when they engage this lava wielder. There's no way. There's no way you do that, right? No. No. There's no way. This is a mistake. They lose so much value on this loss by doing this. It's interesting, though, if it would have been intended, but it would also be dumb as fuck if it was. Hyunkel011 says, all classes are easy on Classic. Wow, what a hot take. What a great take, guys. It would be like looking at the Champions League finals with the best of the best playing football and saying, football is so easy, children can do it. Have you ever tried a hard sport? Have you ever heard of water polo, where you have 3-dimensional movement under the water with restricted air access? That is a real fucking mechanical sport. Sports have really progressed since football was invented. It's actually cringe easy that you're still playing football. All right, good take. Good take. Keep it up. Nord says at least Fury War is gonna do more than arms in the Twilight Inferno dungeons. Haste is useless for arms. That's a huge W actually. Missing attack speed. You know what you're actually missing? Enhancement Shaman, and this wouldn't happen. Or you would need to be like over here, because I think your haste is over there. So let's say the haste reaches to like here, where I'm drawing this line. It's kind of sad, actually. Can't the Shaman drop Wind Fury, or does everything... What do they lose if the... One of the Shamans should easily be able to drop Wind Fury. I guess he did now, because the text is no longer there. Yeah. Very interesting. I really enjoy watching Shoop play this fight, but I'm also kind of intrigued by the fact that the other warrior is kind of keeping up down here. I should probably move my Twitch chat so that we see it more uninterruptedly, but they're both doing really good on the opener. I would imagine they're skipping Lust to possibly skip the second Meteor, or they're gonna send it during the last phase, because the kill is gonna be so short. I am, in general, a really big fan of just deal with double Meteors and still Lust in the last phase. That is like my favorite way of approaching this fight. It's a bit risky because dealing with 2 Meteors can be stressful. Oh my fucking god, that is the dream stack, dude. Remember, Ragnaros comes up based on when the last Son of Flame dies, right? This is really, really good. This is exactly the type of RNG that you would love to see in an actual speedrun, because if they are all spawning on the same side, it just makes it so much easier. They only have 2 grips with this raid comp, so they can't really displace the mobs that well. I guess they have 2 knocks. Yeah, I guess they do. Looks like they're playing Shadow again, because I don't see double barrier anymore if you look up here at the top left. Instead, it looks like they're playing Holy Paladisc, so they're going for option B. If you guys remember the infomercial I did at the start. And Shoop is once again dead. Having a bit of a bad day at the office. Hopefully he can clutch it out. Taking a little bit of fire damage from the avoidable shit too. Not having his best raid, but can probably come back from that. Custom assign. Okay. Hell yeah. I am excited to see their Lust timing. Do you think they're gonna Lust to skip the second Meteor, or are they gonna Lust for Omega DPS in the third phase? I'm not sure. Custom assign, bomb, Big Daddy. Lust phase 4 Meteor Cleave with Root. Fucking based. This fight do look kinda fun to play as a warrior. There's a lot of movement, there's a lot of target switching. There's some AoE that lines up pretty well with your cooldowns. They lost their Holy Paladin there too. So if you're just tuning in, the speedrun is over. They bricked it over at the Skull Island. So now we're basically watching to see if they have something interesting to show us before we go to the second round. Redan says, Anfal Warrior soon? No, never. I have found my calling. I'm happy playing Anna Shaman. I don't need to complicate it further. I'm a simple man. I see Maelstrom stacks, I weave, and I'm happy. Cleaving down the Scions to prevent possibly more fire spread. Still no lusts, so I would imagine that they're just gonna hold it for phase 4. Trying to move to the side here so that he can hit the boss from behind, not outranging the melee attack speed this time. I'm wondering if possibly this totem is a Wind Fury. I can't see with this pixelation. It looks like a green totem, so that shouldn't be Wind Fury though, should it? They have 3 minutes CD on Lust still. Where do you see that? Where do you see his Satan debuff? Above his player frame? Oh, there is the Sated. Aha! I was expecting to see something up here, like a normal person. But he actually has his debuffs tied to here. Okay. I mean, that's pretty good. I like when you have your debuffs closer to your player frame. I like it. Yeah, I know. I can see that he has Wind Fury up here in his buffs, but I wasn't sure if this was the... I think this blue totem is the Wind Fury totem. You guys can see it here, right? They're not really doing the meteors. Just as I say that, they explode one of them. Based. Okay, so 1 meteor, no lusts. But that's also because they have Satan though, right? So maybe they won't have lust for this particular kill. Maybe that's a good thing for them that they don't give off. They don't really tell us when they want to use it. I guess we're going to have to wait and see for the second real run. This run is once again scuffed already. It says something about personal best 854. Isn't that ridiculously fast? Isn't that like the world's fastest rag? Quick, can one of my trusted viewers go and just quickly check out what is the world's fastest rag kill? I feel like that could be it. But if that time up there is not publicly... Okay. Alright. So that pretty much confirms one of our previous assumptions that up here it says what is currently rank 1 rag in the world, which is not publicly available on Warcraft logs. This means that this particular kill up here is not publicly uploaded. So it could be from a practice run, it could be from a run that is yet to be publicly announced. But whatever the reason might be, we know that they have it in them to do a sub 9-minute kill. Interesting. Let's see what this kill without lust ends up being. Well, I mean, I guess they could lust right here. Yeah, they do. So they did lust right now. But this is too late. So I think the lust that they were missing. So they're doing root into root with lust. This is very interesting. So they had a root and then they went straight into a second root, effectively doubling the root uptime on the lust. I'm still gonna call it that their lust on Major Domo was a mistake. Because they're too fast now. Yeah, there's no way that was intended lust. That sounds like a mistake. It's more likely that they just accidentally got it kind of right. Okay. Rela says it was intended. So you kill Domo, you lust immediately, you run with lust still up, You gain the lost uptime on the trash, the first trash, maybe on a little bit on the worms, but you lose out 10 plus seconds worth of lost on the boss. Maybe it's almost like equal, right? Maybe it's not that. I mean, you could probably set up a mathematical answer to whether or not this was worth it or not. But just me thinking about it with the... I mean, it does make sense that the lost value is only really there in phase 4. So as long as you have lost at that combusting moment when you have 12 mages in the raid comp, it kinda checks out. Everything else is kinda parsing for the other classes that could probably gain from having lost earlier. Yeah, I mean, at second thought, maybe I do kind of like it now. Because they did spend quite a lot of time dealing with the worms before they died. So having lust for killing the fire elemental before going there, I mean, kind of checks out. Checks out. So, if you just tuned in, let me give you a quick recap of the Numen run. What did Numen do? They started on Bethilak, nothing strange. They then summoned people to this little hill over at Rhyolith. They killed Rhyolith, and they were minus 44 seconds to the current world record. Incredibly impressive. Then what they did is that they ran down and started fighting over here with the McDonald's birds, egg, and 4 mobs. Everything good so far. This was pull number 3. This is when things started to get a little bit cooked for Numen. Because the big bird, which is not a McDonald's bird, by the way, he has a beak and everything. This bird, what? Big bird. They were fighting him. They pulled in, I believe, this trash. They hid behind a meteor here. Everything was good up until that point. They pulled in, during the second wave of feathers, they pulled in, this trash had already been pulled in, hiding. On the third wave of feathers, that's when things really got fucked up for them. So what happened for them was that Snake Man over here got pulled in over the wall, and over in this area right here, they had like 3 people dying. Now, earlier into the fight, they were already down minus 1 mage. He died to something. I don't know what he died to. He died early on. They had already lost 1 warrior. I don't know 100% what he died to, if it was avoidable or not. So what Numen needs to ask themselves is, could they avoid these deaths? Because what happens is that once they did this worm boss into the fold, they lost their main tank, they lost their off tank, and then it was pretty much GG at that point. So that is pretty much when they lost the run. It's a bit of a crux right there, because as a tank, it's really fucking demonic when this is happening, because let me see if I can explain. So you have Mr. Wormman over here. You have this guy that you need to pick up. You have small birds. So the main tank is obviously tanking one of them, and your off tank is tanking the other. You have these pillars of fire, just shooting fire everywhere. That's what the flag means. And I think that's all that you have to deal with at that point. I think that's the problem. And I think they lost people to these things right here. That's what they lost most of the people to. If they can just safely get rid of all of the worms, and get rid of the bird, worm, bird. So it's only this guy and Big Bird. If that's all they have to deal with, I think it's GG. I think that's what they need to get rid of. Maybe they can pull this in later. It's just a possibility that they would have to pull it in later, right? So that maybe they get rid a little bit more of all of this shit. I think that is my best analysis I can give you guys. It's maybe not the analysis that you needed, but it's the analysis I can give you. I am on that fever, delirium, and caffeine type shit. Terrin says, I mean, the fight actually got fucked when your tanks die. You can't taunt Shang. But the reason they die is because the situation is omega fucked. What are you? Are you like some kind of military strategist analyzing the Ukraine-Russian conflict? Actually, the reason why the border is so hard to secure is because the tanks are dying. It's like, oh, no shit, Sherlock. Thanks for that analysis, dude. Scarp says, why have Anfal drawing sperms? I'm not drawing sperms. I'm doing accurate depictions of what happened. It was a historical canon event. Kaufman says, yo, since when is Bob Ross shoutcasting? I don't know who that is. Oh, and we are officially back. Oh, we're back from the blackout. That's the shortest blackout in history. Thank you so much. So, if you're wondering, hey, Anfal, what the fuck are these people doing? I think right now you can get, you can always get Valentine card. You can right now get perfumes. That's it, right? Do they do a second run? Yes. Fox Donut says, yo, Mr. Anfal, looking like a Sunday school youth preacher. Interesting new outfit. Yeah, I'm preaching speed running, the true religion of classic. If you're playing classic and not speed running, why are you still here? Carl is saying exclamation mark playlist. It's an outdated one. The Squan says religion of enhancement shamans and why they should be in a speedrun. Yeah, that's the thing though. I don't think we should be in a speedrun right now. It's looking really fucking bad, bro. But we did say that if the shaman healer only plays resto on fights like Major Domo, he should probably go enhance. When else is he playing resto? Or rather, when is he playing DPS? He's DPSing on Rag, and enhancement is slightly worse, I would say. Major Domo enhance is better. Balecock, I would say enhance is slightly better. Everything else, Elemental is quite a lot better. No What says, I love the content. Do you think there is better pathing than starting Bethilek for a speedrun? No, I don't think so. The reason why I think Bethilek start is kind of forced right now is because it's very hard to start anywhere else and set up a summon. Because, okay, let me pull up the map. to get the most value out of a summon, which is what both guilds are doing right now, you want to travel the longest distance per value, right? So let's say you would start over at Alice Racer and you would do all of the shit there correctly as 23 people or whatever. Then I guess you could summon over here, but then you still need to go here. So like this pathing really doesn't work. It's not great. If you start over at Rio as 23 people and you have a setup, summon setup over here, you would get a long distance summon, that's sweet, but then you would still have to run all this way to do the Alice. It's just better to start in the west side and you never have to cross this section of the map. Like, this shit is done. You never have to go back here. And you can just focus your attention on like this part of the map. Because it creates a more densely... Like, it just creates... If this was a heat map, it would just be a much more contested area of the heat map. If that makes sense. So I don't think there's any other start that comes close. But I mean, I'm open to being wrong. We did see something kinda interesting where... Wait, what did Psychotic says? You do Ryo, and then you go Alice, Beth... Yeah, that shit is fucking cooked, man. So you're telling me you should be 23 people. No, you would have to be 22 people. Because you need 3 people to make the summoning stone. Then maybe one guy runs like this. And you're 23 people during all of this super dangerous part, right? And then you summon everyone here, and you're finally 25 people again. That sounds terrible. You wanna limit the amount of time that you're only 23 people as much as possible. So no, you're cooked. I'm sorry, bro. I appreciate the attempt though. It's the only other option. There is one other option, which I will now present to you guys. That is... Okay, let me cook here. Let me just see if I can quickly mook this one. Okay. This one is gonna be fucking crazy. I don't think you can do this. You start at Bethilak. You get summoned straight into Alice. And you do the Alice, and you do the Worm Boss. You do both of them, right? Then, while you still have the buff, you fly over here, or you run around, and you do this guy. This demon guy. He dies, right? He's dead now. And then what you would do is that you would travel, but you don't travel this route. Instead, what you do is that you do the parkour route around here, which is extremely hard to do with 25 people. Good fucking luck. And then you kill Ryolith. Because you killed this guy before killing Ryo, you can send one guy early back to click on the orb and start the RP. And then, once this guy is dead, you all will parachute, jump like this. Good fucking luck to get... Like, the bird needs to die, the worm needs to die, you would have to fly over, you need to kill this guy, you need to make this routing with the parkour happening. Because if you would do this route, it would suck, right? So... And then you would have to send one guy alone to press the orb. Like, this route is completely fucking cooked. It would... I don't even know if it's better. Because I think... I think... Flying over here with your DPS is kind of cool. While the rest go around like this. But this travel is gonna take so long, dude. It's just so much better to be here and go straight like this. Like, this is just... even though you have to add this RP or whatever, as long as you do something during that RP, like dealing with these mobs, you're fine. But this is kind of the problem with only having a tier that is 15 weeks long. We never will get to see Firelands completely min-maxed. It will never happen. Even right now, we're seeing guilds struggle in this area. Progress has bricked 3 runs here. Numen has bricked 1 run. Then we have what? Numen has 1 more run now. Let's see. Progress has 2 runs next week. Numen has 1 run now and 2 next week. So Numen has 3 chances. Progress has 2 chances. Maybe they have 3. I don't know. But the fact that we've seen minus 44 on Rylith speaks that it's very much possible to go a lot faster than the current world record. Yeah, this area with the Alice Racer Shanox is very hard. Psychotic says you could completely skip everything, just kill trash, pop Balrog, and then do Domo and Rag. What? No. You need to kill all of these mini bosses until you can cross. Esarun says, how are you getting 44 seconds there? I think the biggest reason how they gain 44 seconds is that naturally you have a Balrog, right? This guy. But then you also have a mob over here. And then it's all about how many more mobs can you manage to get into the combust and just destroy Balrog. And also, how fast are you to pull? Progress jumps from here. Numen jumps from here. The thing that I like about Numen is that they have a closer distance to this trash, whereas Progress technically has a longer distance. Psychotic says, that's what I'm saying. Caretaker said Balrog is open as soon as Shannock spawns. Balrog is open, but the gate behind him isn't. Just so everybody is in the clear. Is that Mario Mushrooms? No. This is Anfal Art trying to explain speedrunning routes. Man, I'm a bit sad. When do we ever get an open area like this for speedrunning again? I don't know the mop raids good enough. Is there any mop tier that has a route as complicated as Firelands currently? Because Firelands routing is fucking next level for speedrunning. Possibly Heart of Darkness? Is that also so open that you can do a lot of choices between bosses and stuff? I think that is the best. It's more like ICC. Would be sick if we had like 4 extra weeks. Yes, it would have been insane. But the problem is that in order to pull off many of these strats, you need to have a lot of mages and a lot of staffs. And it takes time to get all of these fucking staffs. So both Progress and Numen really couldn't start speedrunning up until very recently, even when they tried to min-max getting staffs and shit. It's just been really, really hard for both guilds. So it's a shame that it was so abruptly announced that we're getting Dragon Soul. Don't get me wrong, I think both Numen and Progress are excited about another race to World First in Classic. But I think both guilds were expecting to have more time to play Firelands properly. I mean, Tier 11 lasted for like, what, 25 weeks or something? And Tier 11 was not even nearly as popular as Firelands is. Speaking of, this is something that I wanted to show you guys before. Let's see. So this is pretty familiar to most people, right? So this is ironforge.gg, where they pretty much do analysis based on logged characters per week, right? And one player like this guy over here can raid on everything from 1 to 8 logs per week. So if you look at some of these peaks or whatever, you don't really know how many unique people there are that are in this data set. It could just be a bunch of people that have 8+ characters to play on. So right now in my chat, I would like to just ask, how many characters in Classic do you raid on every week right now? How many? Do you raid on 3, 1, 10? I don't know. Let me see. 1, 7, 3, 6, 5, 3, 1, 4, 2, 6. Okay. So it looks like there's a couple of people that are rolling higher than 10, but most people are between like 2 and 4 characters in my chat right now. And I would say the people that are in my chat right now is pretty well invested. So let's say the average is something like 2 to 4 characters. For the sake of argument, let's just say 3. So if you take any of these numbers here, so let's take the recent week, we have 123,000, 123K. We divide that by 3 to get the unique number based on this. And what is that? That is 41, right? 41, 41, 41. So 41K people if everybody plays 3 raids per week in Classic. Okay? Whatever. The point that I wanted to make is that at the start of a new expansion, you raid on less characters than you do at the end. Do you understand? So if you think about, let me just hide this real quick. And you basically have a timeline that looks like this, and you have expansion comes out, and then it ends. So, and this is the amount of characters that you play on. So let's say you have 10 character on your peak, and down here you're raiding on 0 characters because you're still leveling, right? And on this axis, instead, what you have is time. So this is like months or weeks or whatever per expansion. So what it's usually gonna look like for most people playing is that they're gonna level 1 character and raid on that. Then they're gonna get a 2nd character. They're gonna get a 4th and a 5th character, maybe even 8 characters. So it's like, I'm leveling, I'm leveling, I'm leveling. Right? So if you go by logs, it looks like you have 8 times as many people as you did down here. What tends to happen is that you keep raiding on your 8 characters, or 5, or 50. I don't know how many characters you play. But then as the expansion drags out, it gets a bit boring. I'm kind of raid logging now. Fuck, I kind of hate the game. I'm just playing whatever characters I need to. I'm playing on 3 characters max now. So on your peak, you were playing on 8. Now you're playing on 3. If you think of this as a normal pattern for how an expansion player base looks, it should look like the peak is mid-expansion, the bottom is early expansion, and the middle is towards the end of the expansion. If you go by Ironforge data, right? However, that is not the patterns that we're seeing. If you look at the pattern over at ironforge.gg, if you were to do a technical analysis, shout out to all my quants, people working with hedge funds and whatnot. Instead, what you have is that a raiding tier comes out, tier 12 or something like that, and it just skyrockets. People play their characters, and it looks kind of stable. An expansion comes out, people are leveling. I am peaking. I'm bored with the tier. I'm bored. Oh, new content. I'm bored. New content. I'm bored. I hate this game. Oh, Ruby Sanctum. I fucking hate Ruby Sanctum. Actually, I hate Ruby Sanctum. So this right here is Wrath. Right? So if you look at ICC, which was like the pinnacle of speedrunning or whatever. Let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that right? Let me see what I can conjure. I would have to fact check the dates. My argument is the following. that the player base is on a steady decline during every new phase of content, right? It wasn't as bad in vanilla, but TBC was pretty bad. Wrath was fucking terrible. Look at these low numbers. And I think that Kata is doing pretty well for itself, actually. If you look at the bottom registered logs, this is when a new expansion comes out, because the week where a new expansion comes out, there's not that many people raiding. There's not that many logs, right? So you need to backtrack it once. So this is the bottom for that expansion, bottom for that expansion, bottom for that expansion. This is a new expansion, new expansion, new expansion. So I really think that Kata is having a bit of a weird curve compared to previous expansions. So from a technical analysis point of view, it's very hard to say how Kata is doing. But we don't have the final tier yet. I keep forgetting. We're not in Dragon Soul yet. But if we are gonna have a similar slope as this, if these type of slopes are gonna happen again, Kata numbers could realistically go from here to being cut by 2/3 and end up here before MOP comes out. So down here where I draw this line, is this where MOP is gonna end up? Is this where Kata is gonna end up player-wise? If it is gonna be the lowest player base in Classic history. Except for like the first couple of weeks of Classic when people were leveling. MOP is way better than Kata. Okay, so let's say that you are one of the believers that MOP is gonna save Classic or whatever. Let me just see so we don't miss. No, they're on black screen. So all good. So let's say you're one of the people who are saying MOP will save us. MOP will save us. Let's say this is Kata, right? And then MOP comes out. So this would be MOP. You will see a surge in players. The difference is this surge starts at a pretty high number. Like, what is this? 280k? What did we say about the previous number? 120? So if you're going to have a similar pattern here, but you're going to have it down here instead, even though MOP will be way more popular than Kata, relatively speaking, it will probably never reach these type of ridiculous peaks. Like 595,000 logs are insane. I do think that is together with Chinese. Remember, Chinese servers got obliterated somewhere around here, I think. From the Chinese logs are on a separate web page, I think. cn.logs. I don't think these are only tracking EU and US. So when you say that, I think that MOP is gonna save Classic player base. First off, I don't think it needs saving, but I don't know, man. It will have to come out kind of soon because let's say the the Kata player base is like tier 12 ends here, and then you have tier 13, and we know that the player base has been going like this, and now it's been stable for a couple of weeks. Tier 13 comes out, maybe it goes up a little bit. Does it go back to Fireland's peak? How long though? And the decline that we see here, depending on when MOP comes out, it can break the slope at different points, right? So if MOP would come out here, it will cause a surge. If MOP will come out here, it will keep downtrending and cause a surge. The difference is this would be the MOP player base if MOP comes out early. This would be the MOP player base if it comes out late. This is what I expect based on previous patterns. So this is what you would call projecting, right? Which is something that mage players do all the time when they lose on damage meters. But in technical analysis, this is projections. No Watsas. I don't think MOP will save us. Too many people are playing re-classic Sold Hardcore. Yeah. I think that okay, since we're waiting for the black screen anyway, fuck it. I might as well send it. I'm just gonna keep their black screen up here so I don't miss it. So we don't miss when they start. But let me just show you that Blizzard doesn't fucking care. So you have Classic, you have Era, you have Retail, and you have Anniversary. Let's call it that. All of this is in your sub, right? So if you sub, you get access to all of this. And Thunderstorm, by the way. Now, what you want people to do is that the sub is what you call a defined number. Oh, you also have SOD. You guys are right. SOD is also has a player base. All of that is in one of your subscriptions. Now, which one of these have a store? Classic has a store. Retail has a store. Which one has a WoW token? Same, right? There's no token in the other ones. So the thing about this business model is that you get access to 5 versions of WoW with one sub, but there's different revenue streams for Blizzard if you start going into like these two, right? So ideally what you want from a Blizzard point of view is that you want the majority of your player base to be in Classic or in Retail. Now, what can you guys think of things that make people buy shit from the store? I can think of a couple of things that make people go and spend their money on the store. In retail, it's usually stuff like mounts, right? Do you guys know what is the best way to make people spend money in the store on Classic? Leveling. So right now in Classic, you can buy a level 58. You can buy... That is the TBC boost. Then you can buy a level 70. You can buy a level 80, which is the kata, right? So what I expect them to do is that I'm expecting them to add a level 85 boost in MOP. So people who want to play MOP are probably gonna look to buy this shit, and that will create more revenue from the game. Then what you do is that people play MOP for a while. Then you have another retail expansion coming out where I think you can buy leveling as well, right? So in order to gain the most money out of a World of Warcraft sub, you want a player to do the following. You want them to be like this. You play Classic, then you go to Dragonflight and you buy a level boost. You then get bored with that. You go back to Classic and you buy another leveling boost. You're playing Classic now, you're happy. A new expansion comes out in Classic, so you buy another leveling boost because you want another alt. Wait, what? Is that another expansion coming out in Retail? I'm gonna go to Retail now, and I buy another leveling boost to the next fucking expansion. Wait, what? You're telling me that I can buy another alt? I buy another leveling boost. Wait, you're telling me there's a new expansion coming out in Classic? Oh man, I love Warlords of Draenor. I'm gonna buy another leveling boost. The idea is that Blizzard wants you to swap between the different expansions. So when you think that, oh, it's so nice of them that I can get so many versions of World of Warcraft on one sub, this is actually by design. It's very smart. Because I know people who they just jump between versions of the game. Right now, it's very popular to play the Anniversary, right? Right now, there's not that much that you can buy. There's no store. Let's just quickly ask you guys. Do you think that there's going to be a leveling boost for TBC Anniversary? I know, I think 100% there's going to be a leveling boost for Anniversary. Vanilla takes the longest time to level in, so it is the biggest incentive to buy a leveling boost to level 58 to get an alt. When they release the store on anniversary in TBC, they are gonna make so much fucking money. Soulgod says anniversary isn't as popular as people make it. There is just one big server per region. Yes, but it's people playing classic and retail that are now playing anniversary. And the people playing anniversary are gonna go play MOP, and they're playing MOP, and then they're gonna go play Dragonflight's expansion, whatever the fuck. The War Within, is that what it's called? Then they're gonna like they want you to migrate between the games. It is so smart. It is really smart. Richard says they will 100% go play Horde for TBC. Exactly. People that play Alliance right now will pay for faction change. That's what happened in Classic, right? Progress was Alliance up until Wrath. All of TBC, Progress was Alliance because that's what they were back in Vanilla. Saren says, I don't see anything wrong. I'm not claiming that there's anything wrong with what I just described. I'm just saying that it makes sense. Like from a business point of view, to create this type of landscape where people get incentivized to move in between different parts of their sub. And you say that, look at how much you get for one subscription to WoW. Seren says it makes me play more WoW, to be honest. Exactly. It's a good thing. Okay, guys. We have the second round cooking. Let's go back to covering this. I hope you guys are having a lovely evening. Let's enjoy a little bit of the theme song for speedruns. And let's see if Numen can clutch this one out. Hope you guys are having a lovely evening. All right, let's see. We got a pull. Fixing LVUI the seconds before pull goes off. Hella based, hella based. LVUI enjoyers, unite. Okay, everything looking kind of good here. There's a perfume up here. Nice try, though. Nice try. Last time they managed to do this without having to call a wipe. Progress has wiped a couple of times on Bethilak, and I also think this was... They were 4 seconds behind Progress on this kill in the first run. So I'm curious to see if they can maybe take slightly more risk here. Or if they are just gonna repeat what they did last time and maybe have a little bit more RNG. They were just 4 seconds behind, so they gained all of that back really nicely over at Rylith. Missing attack speed. Missing attack speed. Everything looking good so far. Again, if you can see up in the minimap, they've set up the summons over by the Rhyolith mountain, if you could call it that. Worked out great for them last time. During the last run, we didn't really see any. Ooh, ooh. Are we fine or what, bro? Don't die on me now. Oh god. Oh god. I think he's fine, but holy moly. Oh, standing in avoidable damage taken. Hella based, hella based. This is such a stressful fight to do as 23 people. Warrior is dropping low. He has incoming heals. You can see it down here on this green incoming heal tracker. They lost their Moonkin, who is a soaker, and it looks really bad. Look at all these soaks that it just isn't working for them. Now, the question is, do they res or are they calling a wipe? It looks like, oh, they're calling a wipe. It's over. It's over. It's done. This is gonna take some time to set up because of the summonings and stuff. So that is, if you're ever gonna allow yourself to wipe in a speedrun in Firelands, this is the boss. This is where you wipe. So that is all right. Let me see what you guys were saying before. I was talking a lot about just general stuff. Halfus PTSD intensifies. Yeah. I do think that Halfus was even more toxic because Halfus was so RNG dependent, whereas I feel like Bethilek is more about people playing it right. Sisley says, I do think it causes some issues with the longevity of the re-released expansions, though. It's good overall. I don't think it's a problem. I think people are nostalgic about Warlords of Draenor. I think people are nostalgic about Legion. I hear a lot of people talking really warm about Legion, actually. I think one of the biggest problems when people talk about many of the expansions that we've had is that a lot of the bad things about Cataclysm, MOP, Warlords of Draenor, I would even go as far as say Legion, actually, was that a lot of the content just lasted too long. It was just content drought. It was a lot of fun when new content came out and you had a lot of stuff to do, but it really wasn't that fulfilling to farm. Right? So I do think that if Blizzard decides to keep up the higher pace of re-releasing content, then I think that it could be really good. If they stick to maybe doing 16 weeks per tier, 4 tiers, 16 weeks, what is that, 64 weeks per expansion, I think that is a pretty good time schedule in order for people not to get bored and people still not losing interest. Sisley and Redan is discussing the thing about viewership indicates popularity of content. Guys, okay, conspiracy hats in full fucking blast right now. Let's be honest. OnlyFans, the guild, with all of these content creators coming from everywhere to take part in this drama content where your favorite streamer is now doing Wailing Caverns with your other favorite streamer, and it's just awesome. And there's clips being created, it's getting pushed in YouTube Shorts, TikTok. The viewership is insane. Now, I have seen no proof of what I'm about to say, but I think that Blizzard has been terrible at marketing their games towards content creators. They've always been shit at it. I think that there's a high likelihood that Blizzard has been much more
active when it comes to promoting the re-release of Anniversary Realms with content creators. I think there's a high likelihood or a possibility that some of the content creators associated with the OnlyFans guilds are directly or indirectly on a payroll from Blizzard, like a sponsored stream. Oh shit, we're sending it. Holy shit, I didn't see the pull timer. I got bamboozled, bro. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I couldn't see the pull timer. We can go back to tinfoil hats about Anniversary Realms in a little bit, guys. I find it to be extremely interesting. But let's see what Firelands has to offer us. Okay. So this part of the fight is usually pretty well behaved for both Progress and Numen. The scary part is right around after the first, what do you say, when Bethilak is doing the Smoldering Devastation. After that, it gets a bit easier again, but the 10 seconds leading up to that Smoldering and the 10 seconds after, I feel like is hugely part of the crux that is this strat. So they're trying to bring the drone down a little bit, and then they're gonna let it climb up, because if the drone manages to make it up the web, it will cast an ability on Bethilak, and that ability will make Bethilak come down faster. Don't let your eyes deceive you. If you are looking at the raid comp and you're like, wait, is that actually 11 fire mages? I'm happy to tell you, no, it's 12 fire mages. So you were wrong. Congratulations. Congratulations to everyone who plays Kata Classic. We are living in a Fire Mage world. This is the worst meta I've ever experienced. Probably the most imbalanced expansion ever since Vanilla Classic. I think the World of Warcraft Vanilla is the most imbalanced piece of shit game Blizzard has ever given out. I think rank 14 warriors in Molten Core is some of the most disgusting shit that has ever been created. But Fire Mage and Cataclysm sure comes close second, so far. Feel free to write in the chat right now some classes that makes you want to just vomit. Shadow Priest dead, possibly one of the soakers. Let's see. Moonkin is rocket booting, getting the res up, so he's back. We're so back. Let's see if they can manage to get this Shadow Priest back in the game somehow. He's going to be forced to make this run without food buff now. I don't think that is that problematic. That's probably going to be fine. 40 seconds until they have the second res. They are going to have one more res available, but I think if a single more player dies, I think they're just going to call it. Hopefully they can pull it together. This is some of the hardest parts of this fight. We have a couple of mage. I think he got laid on hands right there. It could have been cauterized. You know what's funny? It is when me as a shoutcaster can't tell if somebody gets laid on hands or if they just proc a talent. That's how fucking imbalanced their class is. Great stuff. Let's see. Oh, this mage is suffering. Okay, I think he's back. It looks like he has a summoning weak aura now, because I can see some sort of icon in the center of some of these frames now. Okay. They need to kill off both of these drones, and after that, it's full attention on the boss. The boss is at, I don't see a percentage, I only see million health. I think last time they had the boss at around 44%, and they lost 4 seconds to progress. Let's see what they have this time. Boss is down. 42. Is that going to equate to being plus minus 0, maybe? Everybody's alive. They're missing one well-fed buff on the Shadow Priest. Irrelevant. Shadow Priest damage is like 0 in this expansion. No flame, of course. I actually think that Shadow Priests are going to be fucking huge in Dragon Soul. So they are going to have their time to shine. Can't say the same for Anna Shaman. Okay, this is a pretty good kill. Let's see what if the timer turns green. +1. Can I get a little bit of respect for me just guessing ±0? That was close. Okay, let's see. Good pull, good pull. All right, guys. Let's see if they can do an amazing Riley here again. We want to see if they go and pull the mobs here. Let's see. Hunter goes. Rocket boot. Mob coming in. Okay, looks good, looks good. You can see the damage profile down here. Okay, really good stuff. Okay, really good initiate as last time. I think the time where they gained a lot is actually how they managed to use their lust with combust towards the end. So let's see if they can keep that up. Lust has been popped. Holy shit. They're popping the fuck off. Elemental Shaman is having a nice pull on details, but is that going to translate to actually doing relevant damage? That is the stuff that Elemental Shamans never want to know the answer to. Just die being ignorant. Okay, Lost has timed out, so they got full value on it. The boss is at 20%. I don't think this is as great as the previous, but I think it's still going to be a very green timer here. Let's see. -30 maybe? Let's see. 33. Yeah, pretty good estimate. Shortest distance only. One guy is running around to gather trash. Let's see how they do here. Mage gonna go in. One trash pack has been pulled in. You can see mobs coming from the ramps. Oh, DK! Fuck. They're gonna have to commit that combat rest now to the DK. Ah, another guy dead. Okay, so they lost 2 people already. But the warrior is now gonna transition over to interrupting the mob here that's spawning. You can see the rocket boots. Very scripted gameplay, same as last time. They are down 1 mage. Luckily for them, they still have 11 more to go, so they're fine probably. What's going to be a bit scary now is that the last time where they wiped, they also were down 2 people. So it's really important now that they don't lose anybody else, especially their tanks. Holy shit, that analysis is insane. All right, nicely done. It's gonna be Thrash coming in now. There goes Thrash. Nicely done. Okay. So now is gonna be the dangerous part of the fight, right? Last time they pulled Shanox over the ramp here. Let's see if they go for it again. The warrior is gonna go up with a feather on the third round and then come down to try to fight with Shanox. This is gonna be a very hard pull off. Last trash pack. Okay, so last time they decided to commit this combat rest. They have a combat rest in 15. They could rest mage number 12 without any stacks though. So if I were Numen right now, I would just relax on this and not use it on the mage. Don't rest the mage. Keep it in case you lose a healer or a tank. You're ahead. You're ahead. Let's see. Looks like they're delaying the Shanox a little bit. Usually it was during this next circle he went down last time. Let's see what they do. Doing one more round, it seems. We still don't have Shanox, do we? There's no Shanox yet. Not sure what they're doing right now. Last time Shanox was in maybe 15 seconds ago. Fuck it, let's just enjoy the music. There is. They did rest the 12th mage. Let's see what happens now. Oh my god, DK trapped? Oh my god. Shanox is just obliterated. Holy! Okay, so they are 30 seconds ahead on Shanox's death, but they're spending time on this trash pack that Progress did pull in to Alice Racer. So Progress did an even more insane Alice, but they gained 30. There's no way that pack took 30. It's going to be very interesting to see what the timer looks like after Balrog. Let's see here. Good, good. they're not really sending their combust on this trash. They did it on the previous trash pack instead. That's why this is taking slightly longer than it did for progress. Let's see if they can make up that time on Balrog, though. They're doing DK stack. Holy shit. Okay, so if we're just gonna quickly analyze, it looks like they have a terrible melee crystal here, where they actually have to lose uptime. So this is a pretty bad Balrog, because all of the melee that goes out to soak is losing uptime. However, they didn't need to lose that uptime. They've lost their tank, but they have combat res available. Balrog is by no means an easy thing to do when you're low healing it like this. If they lose 1 or 2 more tanks here, it's gonna be suck. So let's see if they can manage to keep this up. This next song is a certified banger as well. Hope you guys are enjoying the pump. We're witnessing a world record attempt here by Numen. Let's fucking go, boys. Let's fucking go. Looks fine. The PB on Balrog is 3:35. 1 more minute. It's a bit hard to tell from this point of view because we don't have any healing meters or anything, right? But the healers so far in Numen has had a fantastic run, both on Bettilac being able to keep people up, and right now it looks like they're playing 1 disc, 1 Holy Pala, and 1 Resto Shaman, so they're triple healing this, right? And they did manage to do really well on Shanox and Alice. So this is triple heal Balrog. I'm very excited to see if they're gonna scale down to just doing 2 heal or even solo heal Major Domo. Let's see what they do now. When this boss dies, they're gonna commit to doing this trash while 1 guy goes and activates the orb. So Balrog dies. It's gonna be a very fast kill. 3:35 now, 36, 37. Rocket boots by the druid. They all have cancel. Oh my god, what is that? What is that? No. Okay. There, you can cancel cinematics with weak or deadly boss mods or fucking big wigs as well. All of those can cancel for you, so you don't have to do it yourself. You're quite the autistic, Anfal. Thank you. What? Okay, let's see here what they do. Okay, Druid is doing an early pull here, so these are gonna start channeling. Okay, it's not super early. Very synced up leaps. They wiped here before. Okay, so they're down to 2 healing. No, yeah, they're doing 2 discs. Okay, they're going full aggro on this. They're doing actually the most aggressive 2 healing you can here. So the Holy Pala went red, and the Resto Shaman went elemental. This is actually not an easy trash to do with double disc. Let's see if they can do it. Looks good though. 1 rallying was used. Good rocket boots, like that. Okay, so the strategy that they're gonna do is the same that most fast kills are doing nowadays. They're gonna try to spawn the orbs on this side and have the tank pick up all of the beams, right? But there is also always the risk that you get one of these terrible, terrible orbs, and then you need to have a dedicated soaker to protect the melee. So let's see what they get here. Ah, it looks like excellent orbs. Holy shit, look at the Holy Pala opener now that he's playing Ret. Jesus! Okay, so I just noticed now the fact that they are minus 52. I think the only way they don't get a world record now is if they do some sort of super risky strats or if they get terrible orbs. But I mean, look at this orb angle right here. That is some of the closest feathering of the orbs I've ever seen. So, what we expect them to do now is that we expect them to lust as soon as this boss dies, so they get a little bit of lust uptime on the trash after this, but then they get lust back for the final phase of Rag. I actually like it. Let's just enjoy the excellent gameplay so far and enjoy the warrior crank. Did you guys see Shoop just hovering over the damage done by the other warrior during the stun? My man is panicking, dude. So I'm looking at the best times ever recorded by Shoop, and he has a 452 which is 40 seconds away, and I'm looking at the boss health, and I'm like, is this possibly gonna be Numen's fastest Major Domo ever? So if they are 30 seconds away now from doing a new personal best, possibly, across all their runs. Ah. Okay, not quite. Okay, so what do we have? We have a minus 59, extremely good Major Domo for being in a speedrun setting. You can see the Lust is going, and drums. So they got drums and Lust going. So they're gonna get Lust uptime on this boss, or on this mob. I'm interested if they're gonna get any value from this Lust here. Did Shoop actually manage to do 80k DPS on Major Domo, that pull? I didn't really look at the DPS numbers. That is wicked. Okay, so Lust is over. They gained like, what, 12 seconds? Max of Lust uptime to kill that Fire Elemental. I'm really not sure about this Lust. I understand the rationale for it, but I feel like getting more Lust on Rag has to be better. I don't know. I guess as long as Rag dies during the double roots, you don't care. If that makes sense. Look at the damage done overall, actually. No, this can't be right. This is not overall. This is like Major Domo only. What do you mean overall? That's fucking cooked stat, actually. Alright, guys. This could be very well a new world record. Let's see what they can do here. Okay, so they decided to go for duo heal. They're doing Holy Paladin Discipline Priest. Option B. I see a question in the chat where people are asking, can you do a 0 meteor phase actually? The thing is that you actually want a meteor for the final phase. Because if you can freeze the meteor while the boss is rooted, you can cleave off of the amplified damage of the meteor onto the boss. So you want at least one meteor when you go into the last phase. And if you get a good freeze close to a pair of roots, your warriors are gonna just explode. And like as Arun is saying, the boss also takes extra damage. Yeah, so you get like you like double tap into the damage amplifier. So if you can get a freeze on the meteor and then cleave off of it to Rag while he's also taking extra damage, bro, I can't explain the math. I don't know why the dinosaurs got extinct, but I know that that's the best way to fucking crank Rag. Ooh, this is a pretty bad Suns, actually. They had... Look at this Sun! It's still up! They're losing so much time to it. That was... they lost maybe 4 or 5 seconds of the kill right there just because of bad Sun spawns. This is one thing that is extremely RNG on this fight, that if the Sun spawn like in a very spread out pattern, you're not going to be able to push it compared to if it's just giga stacked. So you can play it really, really well and it doesn't matter. I think the Earth Elemental was possibly somehow taunting it or keeping one of them away. They will have to look at that from a VOD review angle. Alright, guys. We should be having a pretty easy phase here. Is Shoop fucking angry about himself in the last run? Or what the fuck is this gapping going on right now? Ah, beautiful. The double rallying cry has actually proven to be really good compared to Progress running double anti-magic zone for many of the fights. The anti-magic zone kind of forces the raid to be in a fixed position, whereas having another rallying cry allows for a bit more spread. This is a terrible sun spawn though. Oh, this poor warrior assigned to just dealing with one sun. Oh no, you hate to see it, bro. He wish he was over there, dude. He's like,
Oh man. Imagine being 1 minute ahead of world record with one more lockout after this. And you let one of the little fire boys reach the hammer. No. No. How? They had like the perfect spawn too. It was like 6 of them were on the right side, and the guy that we were spectating had to go to the left to deal with one single ad. And he turns around. He's like, "Oh man, I guess I have to deal with this one ad." And he's standing there, hiya, hiya, fighting like this, right? And then he looks around and he's like, "Oh man, I wish I was over there bladestorming right now, but I guess I'm busy over here with this one ad." Then he looks back at his single ad, and then everything is like, what the fuck, actually? Sorry, my body type 2 wants something. Oh man, that was. Oh, fuck, man. How do you rip it? So you have one ad over here where we have our warrior. I think there might have been one ad here, not sure. Everything else was over here. And somehow everybody is too busy just blasting here. Then there's one little ad. That's so bad. How can you be too busy just AoEing over here that you miss one ad? It's hard aside as well. Otherwise, our warrior guy over here wouldn't be all like. If Shoop was a greedy piece of shit, he would also be over here just parse braining, right? But nah, the guy we were looking at, he ran over here, he did his job. Dave the Cave says this is what happens when you only let people who play the Photom spec and aren't actually good be in your speedrun. No, but this is just people, I don't know, hard tunneling. Because it's assigned, right? They know what to do. We saw our fellow warrior go and do exactly his job. I mean, if I was Shoop right now, I would be so disappointed, man. Imagine being Shoop. You played your heart out the entire raid. You even go and deal with a single ad where you could just stay and bars, right? And you have these people just griefing you. Oh, David Cave says this is what happens. Wait, this is what happens when you only let people who play foot them space. I mean, it's just somebody failed their assignment, right? And people tunnel too hard. We will have to see a replay to be able to really tell what happened. Did somebody knock a mob in? We know that they only played 2 Death Knights, so they don't have many displacements. They only have 2 grips, but that's usually fine. I don't think they're gonna publish this log, so I'm not gonna be able to look at the map. Okay, let's see their lost value now. So the idea here is that they want double root combined with lust to get the most value out of the lust together with the damage amplifier. So you can see the first root just spawned. I can't listen to this anymore. I'm fucking depressed by that run. Holy shit. I cannot. We should definitely be able to watch the VOD of one of the mages, see what happens. So you got first set of roots, right? Let's see where they get the second ones. Shouldn't they lost? Okay, they lost it. They just used time warp instead. And they got second root here, and they could potentially get a freeze. They could get a freeze here. Well, not if that guy kites it out, of course. Oh my god, they're not even getting the second root. That's unfortunate. It's still really fast. Look, 840. But this isn't what it would look like in a speedrun, because in a speedrun you will have ICDs and stuff. But that was actually the world's fastest rag kill ever. 851. No, they had a 844. We saw that on his PBs actually. Oh man, being minus 59 and ending with 445, that's rough. Let's see if I can find let's see here. Does any one of them have VODs auto publishing? No, not Nestser. Is that how you say his name? Nestser? I don't know. Here's a guy named Ledsky. So you have auto voting. I think so. Yeah, that's fucking depressing. Okay, I think I found a POV here. So this is DK POV. I need to skip around. Oh shit, I went too far. Okay, let me see. So this is the right side. What is that grip? No! Is it the tank? Yeah, it has to be because we're watching the DK DPS. The tank! Oh my god, what do you do here?
Does he have grip? I can't fucking read. I'm not. I don't speak fluent Death Knight. Does he have grip? No, it's on CD, right? He can't grip it back. Oh. Oh my god, look, the warrior even tried. You see, the warrior charged and then they did a hammer of justice. Wait, is it this one that reaches? Okay, so the Moonkin prevents those two. How does nobody have anything? Oh my fucking god. They overcommitted the CDs, I guess. Because the Moonkin is over here, protecting that side. He did an amazing knockback. But they should have two elemental shamans, right? I'll look at the other clip as well. Oh, fuck, bro. So you have this elemental shamans just blasting, right? How can none of these elemental shamans have knock? Or wait, is there one elemental shaman on this side too? No, the Moonkin protected there, right? Moonkin. No, these are both the elemental shamans are on this side. Okay, that's a good grip. Oh my god, the fucking impact stun. That okay, so but what knocked it back? Is it the elemental shaman here? Did this elemental shaman push back this single mob? Yes, that's the lightning thing. Oh no! Ah, fuck! There's so many painful things in this vid. Ah, fuck! Honestly, it's not even that bad that he does that single knock, because this mob is just gonna go in. Like, somebody has to do something. I guess it's just fucked. I think it's correct that he does this. But then it's just fucked, bro. I mean, I guess the problem is the DK grip at the start, where they just have to commit so much DPS and shit. Right? Like, this is the problem. That grip right there, it just causes a long chain of unfortunate events. I don't even think they played it that bad. It's just this grip is just disaster, dude. I don't think you can blame anybody else about what happened afterwards, honestly. But this grip is fucking crazy. Yo, actually, can't mages knock back mobs with the blast wave? Maybe it's all the mages' fault for not knocking back with blast wave. I'm just saying. Nah, they can't. Fuck. You can never blame the mages, can you? It's only a slow nowadays. Ah. I thought the only thing that was slow about fire mages were their own brains. Blame mages. I will always try to blame fucking gaslit mages that it's actually their fault. Maybe an Elder Shaman could have knocked the sun right after the DK gripped it. Yeah, he should have anticipated that and mid-air knocked the mob. Shoop says, I might have accidentally hosted a guy who had the name Anfal. Hey, Shoop, if I call you right now, do you have a minute? I just want to ask very short question. Okay, I'm calling you right now, dude. Let me see if the studio is working. Hey, let me see if I can dust off the old studio here real quick. Okay, speak. Okay, perfect. Okay, let me see. Okay, so Shoop, we were just witnessing your run, but you were probably gonna gap progress by 1 minute, and it was looking really good. And then on the second wave of the Suns, it was obvious that you were hard assigned to go to the left side and deal with your mob. And from our point of view as a spectator, it looks like you're a bit sad that you have to go there because you wanted to just crank the big stack. And you look back at your friends and they are okay. Then you look back at your mob and then it's just content nuke, right? Can you explain? Can you tell me a little bit about what went through your mind where you just died there? Yeah, that's really rough. I mean, we were watching your POV all night, and we watched you both of the runs, and especially in the second run. Can you just tell me briefly about one thing that Numen is doing different than Progress is that you're running double warrior. I think Progress is running one more DK, anti magic zone versus rally cry, whatever. What's your opinion about running double warrior versus maybe one of you being a Death Knight? Is it player over class, or what do you think? I mean, Warriors are doing really good on Balrog, Major Domo, Rag. You got an extra Valiant Cry. It's not like you're far behind mages. It's just that anything related to Alice Racer, mages are just insane, right? So going into Dragon Soul, I know you guys been playing PTR. Progress has been playing PTR. Now we gotta rush through these speed runs, these final weeks. If you were playing at Blizzard and you were working there and you could decide how many more weeks of Firelands would you want to have until we go into Dragon Soul if you got to decide? Yeah, I mean, I've been doing a lot of PTR with progress for Wrath, and now in Kata I've taken more of a bench position, so to speak, with my class choice and everything. But you're playing a warrior, so you're obviously gonna be playing speedruns, you're gonna be playing for the race to world first. We got the race coming up in, I think it's 1.5 week or so until we get Dragon Soul race to world first. If you had to guess, if we're gonna look to Dragon Soul speedruns, so fuck talking about the race, let's just look at speedruns down the line. Do you think the Dragon Soul speedruns are gonna be more exciting than Firelands? The same, less? What do you think? Yeah, I mean, the current world record that you guys were almost like a minute ahead of when you guys had the little rag hammer happen, the ban hammer. Uh, it's all about just landing a clean run at this point, and you're probably gonna get the world record if you compare that to tier 8, tier 10, even tier 11. Bastion of Twilight was actually, I think, kind of min maxed towards the end. So if we are gonna look into the future, I have a couple more questions for you. Do you have any experience of Mists of Pandaria as well? You, I can't help but notice you just told my chat to take something with a grain of salt. Would you say that after your wipe, Numen actually has the most salt in the entire world right now? I would say definitely. All right. Thanks so much for jumping on, though. It was really fun watching you play, and you fucking cranked. Did you get rank 1 on Major Domo before as a warrior, by the way, in that run? This log is never gonna get published. Maybe towards the end of the tier though, but you're gonna keep it locked down for a little bit, just like progress. All right. I wish you a great evening. Thanks so much for streaming. I'm definitely gonna be watching your POV more because a lot of the people in my audience appreciate your gameplay, and your UI is actually very, very easy to shoutcast off. So I look forward to next week. Okay. Any closing words? Do you want to say something to progress before you go? Yeah, nobody expected that raghammer. Thank you so much for coming on. It was really fun. Take care. Bye. And sadly, he had to go. He could not say anything past that point. It was a good catch, though. Progress never would have seen that take coming. I think that is kind of it for tonight, though. It's always really nice when people from Numen take time to come on stream afterwards and talk, even when things don't quite go their way. I don't know. I really appreciate people who take the time to stop by when I'm doing these broadcasts. It makes it even more fun to me when people show love like this. It's all in good fun. Churches, upload the VOD. Yes, I have figured out a way after after 5 years of streaming. I am splitting the audio so there's no copyrighted music in the VOD that's getting uploaded. So the VOD that's getting uploaded is basically me yapping, right? So there's no music. Watching Anfal Shoutcast without music, you might be like, half the reason why I'm here is because playlist anyone, exclamation mark playlist. Sadly, if you watch the VOD, you only get to hear this deranged old man screaming at his computer. Kadir says, can we get a share of that Violet song, Open Your Eyes? I will publish the playlist once it is finalized, which is next week is the final, right? So next week I am 100% releasing the Firelands speedrunning playlist. Abraham PR says, "This is the only reason I'm here." You know what? I could ban you, but at the same time, I know half of you guys in my chat right now can't afford Spotify Premium, and if you can have Spotify, your Spotify algorithm is probably so fucked. Like, you probably have that one Hungarian or Finnish friend that sent you one song in like Hungarian folklore music, and now it destroyed your algorithm. So every Monday when you are like Discover Weekly, you go in and it's just a bunch of insane music, dude, in Hungarian or some shit. Or your child uses your Spotify to listen to kids' music, and now your Discover Weekly is just fucked, bro. That's also very real for many people. Windy says, one last week of Firelands. Yes. Next week should be the final week of Firelands, meaning that we get 2 runs from Progress, 2 runs from Numen. Progress is currently leading, but Numen were 1 minute ahead when they wiped on Rag. That is the state. Blafa says, kids at work listen to Bum's stories. My algorithm is giga fucked. Or giga based, actually. Alright, guys. I am completely fucking wrecked. This actually cured probably my flu. I feel like I have less fever now. I feel like I have more to live for after doing this shoutcast, so I feel better thanks to this, actually. When I came home, I thought this was gonna be it, bro. But I am actually going to end the stream now. Thank you so much, everybody who kept me company. Next week, I'm hoping to shoutcast every single run. Until next time, I'm out. Bye, guys. Good night.